Did you know that despite making up 50% of sellers, women hold just 30% of the sales leadership roles? It's not a pipeline problem. That's a promotion problem. Welcome to the Women in Sales Leadership podcast, where we make the new rules of success for high-performing women in sales. And I'm your host, Amy Evans, sales leader turned executive coach. After 25 years in the trenches at Salesforce, EDP, and startups, I now help ambitious sales managers step into second-line leadership roles. If you are ready to lead with authority, earn what you're worth, and make a bigger impact, you are in the right place. Click follow so the next episode will be waiting for you. Welcome back to Women in Sales Leadership. I am so glad that you are here. This is the end of the year here in 2025. This is December. It's the time when we start to really focus in on wow, a whole nother year has already passed. And what I'm going to be covering in this conversation today with you is really finding a path to peace and reflection. If those two things can actually occur this time of year, it's amazing that you can do that. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about the things that I do that work and that have worked. And the beauty of this is that there's a lot of reality. There's a lot of looking back at what actually happened and then taking that information and absorbing it and using it so that you can fuel yourself as you kick off this next calendar year. I'm going to tell some stories about my own experiences as a senior sales leader as we approach the holidays. And then I'm going to offer you something that will be really powerful for you. So please you're going to want to stick around to the end, because what I'm going to give you at the end can really be the thing that will make a big difference for you as you close out this year and turn the page to look to next year. Let's dive in. Okay, I have a confession to make that until a couple of years ago, I hated the holidays. I specifically hated Christmas. And what's crazy about that is that, I didn't grow up hating Christmas. There was no, thankfully, any kind of unique, crazy, traumatizing event that happened when I was a child. In fact, I was so fortunate that I have so many beautiful, amazing, warm memories of Christmas. And I just have to really honor my mom and my dad. But, let's face it, it's often the moms who make Christmas really come together. And my mom was no exception. So I grew up with these, beautiful Christmases, lots of presents underneath the tree. There was family everywhere. There was too many sweet things to eat, all the things that you have when you're a kid. And I happened to live someplace where it was cold and snowy. And so sometimes we even got snow on Christmas, and we're literally out there building snowmen and making igloos. I would always vow I was going to make an igloo out of these metal bread pans that my mom had. And I would get maybe a foot or two high on my igloo. And then the energy and focus on doing the igloo was quickly forgotten as soon as my mom offered some hot cocoa for us to come inside. Right. So I have all these beautiful, happy memories, and it's so normal this time of year. You have been going and going and going. You have been digging deep in the well all year long. And we get to this last part, and it's dark and it's cold, unless you're lucky enough to live somewhere where it's not cold, which not very many of us do. And then you've got the combination of almost always an end of month for sure, oftentimes an end of quarter, and you could be staring down the end of your fiscal year right now if it ends December 31. I've been in places where the fiscal ended in June. I've been in places where the fiscal ended in December and in January. I tell you what, like the challenge of facing down the holidays and keeping focus and keeping energy and not losing your shit is so hard to do at this time of year, especially for women, especially for women. And I promise you it's not going to all be gloom and doom, but I have to tell on myself a little bit because I think you will understand and get where I'm coming from when I share this with you. This dislike of the holidays comes from this real push and pull between what I want to be doing and what I am doing. What I want to be doing is making Christmas cookies and, caroling and like a movie, like kind of like ratcheting down the year and kind of like, not really sweating anything. What I'm always doing is actually like we're punching it in. We're trying to punch through the last bit of what we need to get done. The team is either closing the year, closing the month, closing the quarter, or we're like middle of Q4 and trying to like seal up as many deals as we possibly can. And I have to confess that I didn't always plan well when I came to this time of year. Like I knew it was coming. Every single year, I knew it was coming. Christmas comes. We celebrate Christmas in my family. So what comes? 25th December, every year, rain or shine, snow or beach, what have you, right? I know it's coming. And every year, like the dread as I started to turn the corner of coming off of Thanksgiving, which is it's a tough toss up between Halloween and Thanksgiving for which one's my true favorite holiday. But I turn the corner into December and it's just like, ugh, right? Like the well that I was digging out of every single year was already almost dry. Like I had run out of gas and there was all the stuff to be done, right? The gifts to be done, the holiday planning, probably travel. I traveled every other year with my kids and then the work stuff. And when I reflect back on what made me change from being this happy child who loved Christmas to being somebody who kind of dreaded it, it was this distinction of like what I wanted to be doing versus what I was doing and the reality of the job. I know this year, every time I'm talking to sales leaders right now, like high performing sales leaders that I work with, it's been a challenging year. It really has been. Unless you're in, one of those handful of companies that is slinging AI products and maybe your team is doing great and I hope they are. But a lot of folks, it's been a really, really tough year. And if that is you, I understand what that's like. And I'm going to offer you something that can help you, truly, truly help you get perspective on it. I have some crazy memories of what it's like to close the end of the year. And what's interesting is that there was one that I forgot about that my sister didn't. And it was a few years ago where it was Q4. Our quarter didn't end at the end of December. It ended in January. And what happened was I had gotten so excited, like I always do. Like I want to be with my family. I am a crazy person who loves my family. Yes, it's me. I own it fully. And I only can take them in small doses. I've figured out the secret amount of time to visit family is 4 days, no more, no less. You can maybe squeeze in 5, but by the time you get to day 5, like everybody's ready for everybody to go home. So I have learned this. And so I did something I was super excited about. I'd had a good year. I'd been earning good money. And so I was like, I'm going to get the house on the island, the beach house. We're all going to stay together. We're going to, do all the Christmas things, open the gifts. Well, the grandkids are all going to be together. My mom is there, my sister, my brother, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, like the whole shooting match, right? All the people. And we're sitting there at this beautiful home. It's got a pool. It's got all the things. And I'm doing what I always do every holiday. I'm squirreled away with my laptop and I'm feeling shitty about myself. I'm feeling shitty about myself because the deal should have been done by now. I'm feeling shitty about myself because I can't be in two places at once. I can't be with my family and completely let go and relax and enjoy because I have this commitment. I have this obligation of what I have to do to honor the commitment that I have as a high performing, executive sales leader who's paid a lot of money to deliver the number. And I remembered we were closing a deal that we had committed. And many of you understand what that word means, committed. Like we'd committed it and said it was going to close before Christmas. So here we are. The client signed the contract. I think on the 22nd of December. And then we had to deal with what I lovingly call, or maybe not lovingly, the deal prevention department, which is actually navigating the deal, getting it through closure internally. Customer signed the contract. We have to go through all these approvals internally to get the deal countersigned and get it actually noted as booked revenue and actually flip the switch to say that deal was closed. If you haven't worked inside a big company environment before where you haven't had to navigate this stuff, then congratulations. But if you've worked inside a big company where this kind of crap goes down, I feel you. So here we are. I'm there with my sales manager whose deal it was. It was his AE closed this deal. It was sizable. It was huge deal, huge impact for us. And also, if we didn't close it in December, not only would we not, if we didn't get it recognized as closed in December, not only would we lose the opportunity for, to honor our commitment and say we forecasted, we were straight on. We knew this deal was going to close. We knew when it was going to close and it closed when we said it was going to close. If we missed that deadline, it wasn't just the commit and our integrity on the line with our leadership. My sales rep wasn't going to get paid. It was going to delay him getting paid on this deal by a month. And I take that stuff personally. My people getting paid is critical for me. I care deeply because I know what it's like and you know what it's like to be sitting there thinking I need that commission. I want that commission. And if we get it in before payroll cutoff, I'm going to get paid on this deal in the following paycheck, the next commission run. So there's all this running on the line and we try to get everything just resolved on the 23rd. We're chasing around trying to find people who are on vacation. And I know that you've been here where, sales leaders, sales reps, we don't take vacation. Not at end of year, not at end of month, not at end of quarter. Meanwhile, we're chasing around trying to get the right amount of help to deal with some kind of administrative bullshit that was keeping this deal from closing. And I'm sitting there. I make phone calls. I escalate. I do the things that I know how to do as a leader. And I'm sitting there waiting for this deal to convert into closed. And I have a lot of anxiety about it because of all the commitment. And also I'm so tuned up from all the energy of Q4. I haven't yet been able to come down and relax and be present with my family. I'm sitting there. We get day one, the deal closes on the 22nd. The 23rd, we're chasing people around. They say they're going to convert it. And the 24th, I'm sitting there just waiting for this deal to convert and trying to anticipate if there are any other headaches that I have to go navigate or people I have to go escalate to make sure this thing actually gets closed in the system and goes and does all that we need it to do, right? It's 7:00 at night And dinner is being served. Christmas Eve dinner is being served with my family at this beach house. Thankfully, my brother and my sister were doing the cooking because they know that I'm worthless until I can actually log off. And I'm sitting there at the dinner table, and my sister wants to talk with me. She wants to connect with me. She lives in California. I live on the East Coast, and she's wanting to chat. And I'm sitting there with my effing laptop pulled out, refreshing the screen, waiting for the deal to close. This is just one example of why being a sales leader in the holidays kind of sucks. The next one I can think of, and you'll notice a theme, is that again, we got a beach house. This was during COVID, and we got a beach house. Everybody got together again, traveled to be there. And what happens, but my husband at the time gets COVID, and guess what? A couple of days later, get COVID. My whole family clears out of this condo, this beautiful oceanfront condo that we'd rented. I was still closing business. My team was still closing business. I was still shepherding these deals, getting them over the line. This was a couple years later. And I'm sitting there. We have to move from the condo that we've rented because the time has run out, but we're so sick we can't drive home. The drive home is a 6, 7, 8 hour drive back home. And I've got my kids and my husband, and somebody must have been keeping the dogs. Anyway, man, we were still closing out the year. And again, it was the week of Christmas, and I was so sick. I would get on conference calls, have the call, and then lay my head down on my desk and close my eyes and rest until I had to get back on a call again. If you're in the middle of this right now, I see you. I understand. The only thing that I can offer you is to think about, in the moments when you're waiting and the moments when you finally get to unplug and to do some reflection. Because the only path forward is really one where you reflect on what actually happened, what your results were, and then you get a chance to make a plan to change things going forward. How are you going to learn? How are you going to adjust? Because you're not going to be perfect. There's no such thing. And if you ever think that's going to happen, it just won't. And what I can offer you is a chance to do some reflection. Hey, quick break for a second. If you are a sales leader who is ready for your next step up, and I'm talking about leading other sales leaders, becoming a director, a VP, even a CRO, then this is for you. I'm hosting a free workshop. You can grab your spot at amyevanscoaching.com. This is for sales leaders who are in tech and are wanting to land jobs where you can earn anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million a year. And again, you can grab your spot at amyevanscoaching.com. Okay, back to the show. And this is what it needs to be. Sit down. Don't do enough of this. We don't give ourselves enough time to do this, which is to truly look back and reflect on what actually happened, what the actual results were. What do you feel like were positive wins for yourself? And where do you want to make adjustments for next year, right? Simplest way to do this is to actually get out a blank piece of paper or wherever you like to take notes. I like to think verbally, And so I've learned, it took me a while to learn this. I've learned that I like to make a voice memo on my phone and work through the things that I want to reflect on. So what that looks like is, and I invite you to do this in a place that you can reference. So whether it's an Excel document, whatever your flavor of note taking is, but do a reflection based on your performance. And this is just for you. Your performance by the quarter, your performance for the year. Look at how you led your team, the moments that you are most proud of, and the things that you wish had gone differently. And we're not in a point of, this is not for you to self-judge yourself. This is not a chance for you to beat yourself up. It's a chance to just be honest about what actually happened. And only when you are able to pause. This episode is airing on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas. This is my gift to you. After you get through the fray of today, or the next day, or the day after that, get yourself 30 minutes to be alone and do this reflection. And you can reflect on the things that went well, the things that didn't go well, and what changes you want to make for next year. This begins to set you up for true and proper goal setting that can completely change your year. So few sales leaders take the time to do this. They think about it. It's so easy for you to just think about it. Power of getting it written down and actually writing out all of this reflection really will turn things around for you, because high performers aren't interested in repeating the same maybe mistakes or missteps that you did the year before. And this is the only chance that you can get access to what worked. Just, continue doing that. What didn't work, stop doing that. And what you're going to try that's new and different for you. If you want support and help with this, I am putting out an online resource for you that you can find at amyevanscoaching.com/reflection. Again, you can find it at amyevanscoaching.com/reflection. And you can download this thing. It's free, and use this tool as a way to get access for you. It'll really clear your mind. You will get so much good information that you can use, and it'll give you a chance to truly acknowledge yourself for the things that you did do well. And I am going to share with you right now, I know that you don't give yourself enough credit for the things that you're doing well. And when you get it written down in black and white and you can look at it, you can't deny those facts. This also starts to go toward your story collecting for yourself. Many of you are going to be in a position to interview for roles this year, either as a promotion at your current company, or maybe you're going to decide to go explore externally, or maybe you get a outreach from a recruiter. Getting really solid on what you did, what you're proud of, what worked and why is absolute gold for you in navigating your success, propelling yourself forward, and being the leader that you know you are. Again, if you want to grab this free resource, it's going to be available at my website, amyevanscoaching.com/reflection. I hope you enjoy this time with your family. I hope you think about the things you're grateful for and recognize that you are a work in progress. You're getting better and better every single day. every week, every month, every year. I thought I would give you some insights about what to expect in this reflection exercise. Okay. You can use my sheet. You can use your own sheet. But this comes from the way to get access to a true reflection on your year is to look at your professional scorecard, right? Evaluate yourself by the numbers, the revenue, the team size, the biggest deal that closed on your team, the total pipeline that you generated, the win rate, if you want to highlight that. Your own leadership evolution. At the start of this year, what were you known for? By the end of this year, what do you believe you became known for? What was the hardest leadership decision that you made this year? And what's the leadership muscle that you strengthened the most? The next component that'll give you so much access to unlock getting yourself out from being depleted is to look at your energy and what fuels you versus what drained you this year. So the high energy activities, like what actually gave you energy this year, right? For me, it was to be traveling and I love to see live events, concerts and plays. That stuff like totally fills me up. Going to art exhibits, that kind of stuff. What drains me? Oh man, it's admin work every time. Admin work. And I just have to do it. But you go through what drains you, your relationship, the people who most impacted your success this year and what that impacted for you. And then to identify some of the relationships that you need to build for this next year. You already know this. Who you are at work is who you are at home. We're not two different people. You don't just get to like show up and be one person at home and another person at work. For so many years, I lived my life that way. I showed up at work and I, had my stuff together and I was kind and energetic and encouraging and loving. And I gave all that away at work every day. And when I came home, my family got a bunch of crappy leftovers from me. The leftover energy, they got my crankiness, they got my frustration. And so if you're living that way, no judgment. I've been there. The way to get access to doing better is to be honest, right? Like, what were the things that you were most proud of outside of work this year? And if you don't have a list, you don't have an item to put down there, that's going to tell you something. For your health and wellness check, looking at your physical health, your mental health, your relationships, your families, your personal growth, and to be honest about what you sacrificed this year that you didn't want to sacrifice. The last component gets you into gratitude, which are the things that you're most grateful for and genuinely grateful for. And what surprised you about this year? What do you feel like the year taught you? And then you start to think about like you're going forward and your ability to set goals for next year. What are some of the biggest lessons that you learned about yourself this year? Looking back at all those wins, those challenges, where you spent your energy, what depleted you, what activated you, what kind of patterns are you starting to notice? And then the gap. And here's where you just got to be straight with yourself. Like there's what's so and what happened. And then there's the meaning that you make about it or the story that you make about it. Do your best to let go of the story and just focus on what actually happened. What actually happened that where you wanted to be at the end of this year versus where you are, right? What you expected, where you actually are, and what's the gap. Some of you, this might be joyful. Some of you, this might be really flippin' painful. And it's okay if it's painful because it's information for you that you can use to then craft your vision for next year. Because the beauty is we get to wake up every single day. It's a new day. Every month we get another month, right? Another quarter and so on, right? We get to start over. That is the beauty of being in sales leadership and owning your own business like I do, where you get to begin again all the time. Every day is a chance to start new. So create your vision for 2025. What's the one word that you want to have represent what this year is about for you? And then start to create and paint a picture for you of what this next year looks like for you, professionally and personally. And the last step is to get into, if there is a career move that you want to start setting yourself up for, now is your time to create a vision and a path for that. Get that down. Give yourself permission to dream there. Give yourself permission to think about, wow, what if I made X amount of money? What if I could get paid to do just the part of my job that I absolutely love? And how can you then turn all these insights into some next action steps for you? If you are up to taking this challenge, it's going to take some time. You got to sit yourself down for at least half an hour, lock yourself in a room, put your phone on mute, don't pick it up, fill this form out. Answer these questions. Again, if you want your cheat sheet and access to the tool I'm making available for free on my website, it's at amyevanscoaching.com/reflection. I can't wait to get your feedback on this exercise. And I wish you health, joy, peace, and prosperity as you close out this year and kick off next year. Stay well. Hey there. Thank you so much for joining today. I know you're a super generous person, and a gift that you could give to someone you know, a friend, a colleague that you think would enjoy today's episode would be to send them a text, share a link to this episode with them. I do produce this show myself, and every time you share it, it helps the podcast grow and it supports the work that I do here. Also, if you happen to be a sales leader who is ready to take your next step up into a leader of leaders role, whether it's via promotion or you're ready to go and get that new job at a new company, I'm talking about director roles, VP roles, even CRO roles in B2B tech, where you can earn $500,000 to $1 million or more. The workshop I'm giving is an hour-long workshop. It's totally free. You'll learn the process that I teach my clients on how to effectively position themselves, effectively network, and own their executive presence so they can land the job and get hired and promoted into these big sales leadership roles in B2B tech. If this sounds like you, come grab your spot. It's waiting for you at my website, amyEvansCoaching.com, where you can unlock what's next for you.